So lesson 3.3 is kind of taking two previous concepts that we have learned and combining them together. In the last chapter, we learned how to graph linear inequalities, which involves still graphing like a linear equation, except that we have to make the line either dotted or solid based upon whether or not it is less than or greater than, or if it's got the equal to. If it's got the equal to, we're going to have to use a solid line. If it is a not equal to, then we're going to use a dotted line. And then we shaded a region, either above or below the line. So now we're going to combine that with what we're learning in this chapter, which is solving systems of equations. So when you solve a system of inequalities, it involves two types of shading. And so the overlapping shading is your solution to the system of inequalities, since it's not just a single point. So these are the steps that we're going to go through. The first step says to solve each inequality for y. Neither of these are solved for y, so I'm going to do that first. So I'll start with the first one, and I will solve it for y, and then I will start with the second one and solve that one for y. And I'm going to do both of these in black in terms of the line, because I'm going to be shading in different colors. So for equation number 1, I have 2x plus y is less than 4. So to solve for y, I'm going to subtract the 2x to the other side. So I get y is less than negative 2x plus 4. For the second equation, x minus 3y is less than or equal to 9. I'm going to subtract the x from both sides. And I'll go ahead and I'll put the x term first over there, negative x plus 9. Now right here, in order to get rid of the negative 3 that's being multiplied with y, I have to divide by negative 3, which means that I'm going to have some sign changes. This is going to become, this means negative 1, so that's going to become positive 1/3 x, and positive 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. And so from here, I just need to graph each one of these lines and figure out where the shading is going to go. So if I graph the first one has a y-intercept of 4, so I'm going to go down here to the graph. It says graph each inequality, solid or dotted. So positive 4 would be here. And then a negative 2 for the slope means it's going to slope downward. So it's going to go down 2 into the right one, because again, this means over 1. So down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right, down 2 to the right, down 2 to the right. And I can even make 1 point in the reverse direction, up 2 to the left. And then I have to decide, is this line supposed to be solid or dotted? Since it does not have the equal to, that means this is going to be a dotted line. So I'm just going to put in the dotted lines based upon where my little points were. Okay, and then now I'm going to go ahead and shade this one. So this one says the y values that are less than this line. So that's going to be below the line, or this region here. Whoops, use a highlighter color. So that's going to be in this region here. Okay. And then we're going to go to the second line and graph that one. So this one has a y-intercept of negative 3, so down here. And it's got a positive slope. It's up 1 to the right 3, up 1 to the right 3, and then the same thing going downward. Down 1 to the left 3, down 1 to the left 3. And this one says or equal to, so that means this one's going to be a solid line. So I'll go ahead and draw in that solid line. And then I can decide how to graph or how to shade that region. So for that one, I am going to do the y values less than that line. So again, that's going to be below in this region here. And then you should be able to see, that's probably not the best shading. Let's see if I can do a shading that's going to be a little better in terms of the color. Let's see. Does that change? Nope. All right, let's do this. I'm going to go back to my original one and I'm going to shade it in a lighter color, like pink. Whoops. Sorry about that. All right, so let's shade that one in a lighter color like pink. And I don't know, let's see if this works. Maybe a green color here might give you a different, nope. How about blue? Okay, you can see a little bit easier that time where the region is that is shaded. So you should be able to tell that it is this region right here that has the shading from both inequalities. So any points that fall in that region are the ones that are going to satisfy both inequalities at the same time. So we shade lightly and the overlapping area is the solution. You can use two different color pencils for your shading, or you can just shade really lightly with your regular pencil, and then when you find the overlapping region, just darken that region only. And that will help me when you turn in your homework. All right, I'll be doing a couple more examples in the next videos.